Hello everybody, it's your boy Shin. Now I'm in LA preparing for the live shows. Let's bring up your questions, and again, so sorry for the delayed response, but nonetheless, let us continue. Casey, who is off camera, will then ask the questions and I will try my best to answer all of them. Here we go. What's the first question, Casey?
Is AGT staged less scripted?
Okay, we're not gonna answer that question next.
It has 46 likes.
Okay, I know, but we're gonna answer a different question.
How do you keep your hair so fabulous?
Well, it's a combination of sleeping with my pillow above my head. I actually had a vlog on it. You can go check it out, how to have anime hair. It's a tutorial on how to have my hair. And it's a combination of sleeping using a pillow above my head. Not only is it great for blocking out light, it's really comforting, and it's a really good perm on the hair. Is that right? Perm? But also using dry shampoo, so keeping it like a dry-ish type of look, you know? All right, next question.
Do you tell Casey how you do your tricks?
I tell Casey everything, yeah. She knows exactly how all of my tricks are done. It's probably the best way for her to be critical and help analyze each trick. And the best way for that to happen is for her to know the tricks.
Well, most of the time I work it out myself.
And most of the time she works it out herself because they're really not that good, so.
Does your CTS affect your everyday life? And if so, how?
Does carpal tunnel affect my everyday life? Yes, it does. I can't practice too much sleight of hand. I can only go for about 2 hours or so, and then I have to stop. I have to take a break, or else the pain in the wrist starts coming up. If it does get bad, like some mornings it's really bad, it's like really numb, my hands are kind of tingly, so that can definitely be an issue, but resting and stretching and going through hand therapy is really, really important for healing.
How do you clean up if you flash in between a trick? When you are performing to laymen, do you accept that you fucked up and move on to the next one? Or would you cover it up and pretend that was part of the trick?
I think it really depends. Of course, you want to try your best to cover it up and make sure, like, you know, nothing happened. When I'm doing like strolling walk around, that's a little bit easier to either use patter or you know, do a different trick to kind of cover up what you just messed up. But if you're performing kind of a sequential type routine with music and everything synchronized and timed, it is a little bit harder to cover it up. It's a lot like when you're playing a piano and then you kind of mess up in between. The only way for you to kind of cover up is to just continue playing the piece, but everyone can kind of hear you mess up, right? Because I mean, you're playing the piano. So for my act, it's very similar to playing a piano piece. There's a beginning, middle, and end, and it's all very structured. There's no, you know, there's no way you can kind of backtrack, because if you backtrack in the act, then you go off sync with the music. Unlike strolling, because if you're doing strolling, if you mess up, you can always backtrack and find an excuse to backtrack and then continue. So it is a little bit trickier for the stage routines, but yeah, I figure it out. I mean, it really depends. If you're like a comedian or something, yeah, you can. I think you can for sure like make a big deal out of it, because I think then it's funny. You know, if you point it out, or if a juggler messes up and they point it out, it's actually kind of funny. But if it's someone serious, or if you're, you know, someone like me who plays a different type of character, then for sure you don't want to make a big deal out of it. You want to just kind of, hopefully they don't notice it and just keep going. So that is my advice to all those magicians out there who perform with no comedy.
Shin Lim, in the future, do you plan to move into different areas of magic, like stage illusions, etc.? Or are you just sticking with what you do best, i.e. your stunning and genius card routine?
Oh, well, thank you very much for your kind words. And I am trying to go out of my comfort zone, which essentially is sleight of hand card tricks or card magic. I'm really picky with what I do though, so it is taking a while to come up with like a length for a show. Obviously, to have like a Vegas show, you need 2 hours. I kind of only have about 40 minutes of material. My material is really strong though. I'm really happy with what I have because I've been so picky with it. I don't just like go pick a random routine and like like imagine like if I had linking rings in my act just to add an extra 10 minutes, you know, which some people do that. You know, some people add like a simple trick or a common trick because they just need to add more time to their show. So for me, I refuse to do that. I always make sure that everything I do is firstly created by me and has my style and has my persona in it. The closest thing to a stage act that I did, or you know, other than cards, was a crossbow act, the act that actually cut my thumb tendon, and it was an illusion. And it was very dangerous, and I don't perform it anymore because because of the injury, obviously. But I think I might come back to it because it definitely has a lot of potential. A lot of my friends who have seen the act, and really not many people have, they all love it. You know, they think it has a lot of potential, and it has, you know, potential to be great. So that is my goal, is to try to expand my horizon.
If your house was set on fire and you only had a little bit of time to grab 3 things, what would you take with you?
My iMac, my MacBook, and then my phone, and Casey. So that's 4 things. It's okay.
I think I can handle myself.
All right, yeah.
You need to answer this question. How do you have such nice cheekbones?
I don't. It's a CGI, so they put it in. I digitally put it in my cheekbones, so they're not real. If you meet me in real life, people will say, "Wow, Shin, you look so different." I say, "Yeah, because it's all been edited." Next question.
Why did you take 1 year out of your magic career to practice cardistry? Do you feel it is important for card magicians to learn and practice any flourishes to enhance their magic?
Well, I only took like a year off. I didn't like do it on purpose. It wasn't like I wanted to be like, all right, I'm going to focus on cardistry and try to be good at it. It was just because, you know, at the time Dan and Dave was so popular, and they had so many cool flourishers that were coming out at the time, like Dimitri Aleri and stuff like that. And so I found it so cool and so fascinating. So I really spent so much time on cardistry for a good year until I realized that I couldn't really perform cardistry. I mean, you can perform cardistry, but you can't really do like a 40-minute show on just cardistry. So it's more for like a video type thing for me. And I think it definitely has a lot of uses. It's so perfect for you know, biofilms or like intros, like really cool intros for before your actual performance. I personally use it right before I come on stage, like you know how like they introduce the performer. So in my little biopic, that's what they call it. It's I just have a bunch of flourishing. You know, I don't have any magic because sometimes you don't want to kind of ruin your show, right, by having magic before your actual performance. So I think flourishing is such a cool alternative because it's magical, but it's not magic. So, you know, there is a use for it.
How did you and Casey meet, and what's one thing you guys love about each other the most?
Yeah, so we met in Macau at a show called The House of Magic, and she was a dancer for Franz Harari. I was a magician in one of the theaters, and she came to my show, and that's how we kind of first met. And yeah, and one thing I love about her is her eyes. I mean, she has really beautiful eyes.
Will the ambitious card routine you did on AGT be available as a purchase anytime soon?
I mean, I don't think I'm gonna sell the whole act. I really think magicians already know how the whole act is done. But I might be selling the card inside the Omni block, because I know a ton of magicians have been asking me about that, and they really want that, and they said they would perform it in their act, like for an ambitious card. And I figured, I think, you know, it is such a powerful ending, why not just let everyone have it? So yeah, I definitely think, I'm thinking of doing something like that. I'm not 100% sure yet, so don't quote me on that, but it is in the works.
When will the Regalia t-shirts be available? Never!
They will be available sometime. Sorry, they were supposed to come out like last week, but then we haven't had time to take pictures of it. They'll be available sometime.
What would you do if you won AGT? Would you make a party? Would you invite us? Hashtag Shin to win.
Oh, thank you. Maybe I might invite you guys, but it might probably be like too crazy of a party. So I'd probably celebrate going to McDonald's and have a nice cheeseburger. I think that's usually my celebration.
Wendy's.
Or Wendy's, yeah. I really like Wendy's too.
How has traveling all over the world affected your perspective on life? What's the most profound moment you've had while traveling?
Yeah, you know, when you travel around the world, you see so many different amazing things, beautiful places and beautiful people, and you get to meet so many different types of cultures, and you know, the way they do things are completely different from yours. But at the end of the day, you know, everyone's kind of human, you realize, and there's this sort of thing that you have this portrayal that a country is super different, right? The people are different because your country says they are. And then when you go there, you realize that they're just like you and they almost behave the same way. And that's probably one of the things that stands out to me most, is that we have this stereotype of a certain country, the way they behave and everything like that. And then when you actually go there, it's totally different. And so it kind of goes to show like what propaganda can kind of do to you, especially if you've only lived in one place and you've never gone outside of your country. Like that can have a huge impact on you if you travel. And I think that is what traveling has taught me the most, yeah, is that don't believe everything you see on social media, and have an open mind when you go and, you know, visit new places. I think it's so fun, and you really need to do that before you get old and you're too old to go on a plane, because I know in like 10 years time I'm probably gonna be too old to be on a plane. So
You're not that old.
I'm old. I'm really old.
Do you play sports? Can you post a workout video with Casey? That would be super cool.
And my workout video consists of doing the Charlier cut and doing the Ferris shuffle. Those are my workouts. I barely work out. So I used to work out a ton when I was in the cruise ship because I had so much time. But now that I'm back home, or now that I'm touring, I'm just like, I have absolutely no time to work out or anything like that. I'm lucky that I have a really like high metabolism, so I actually don't really need to work out in order to like stay thin. My body's just thin naturally, so I guess I'm lucky in that sense. But yeah, I mean, hopefully I can work out sometime. I don't know when, but.
Were you like swimming?
Oh yeah, I used to swim, so I used to be a sprinter. I used to be really fast, actually. Even in high school, I used to be a track runner. So that's a little bit about me.
What is one piece of advice you both would give to someone who wants to make it into a non-so-traditional type of job?
Sorry, what? Advice?
Yeah. So like performing.
Yeah. Probably my best advice is to listen to your heart. As cheesy as it sounds, like a lot of people are gonna tell you their opinions, and a lot of people are gonna tell you no also. And also a lot of people are gonna say like you're crazy and you should do this and you should do that, blah, 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 whatever. Yes, you should listen to some of them, but at the end of the day, when I mean follow your heart, it means follow your gut. So whatever your gut's telling you, I think that's probably the best piece of advice to listen to at the end of the day. So you want to pretty much grab everyone's opinions and then kind of put it together and then make a decision on yourself, like on what to do. Even when I'm showing my act, like my friends or my family or to Casey, I seriously consider their opinions. And I ask them, okay, what do you think about the act? Like, what's something bad that you thought of it? I really take into consideration, and you can ask any of my friends, they get frustrated sometimes because I genuinely listen to everybody's criticisms and I take it to heart. And so I sometimes see a lot of artists not take criticism, you know, they don't care. You know, if someone says something about their act, they're like, okay, yeah, whatever. And I think that's not so good, because, you know, you need to improve, and that's the only way to improve is to gather information from other people and then kind of filter it out. And the best way to filter it out is using your gut or using your heart or whatever. So that's my advice. All right, thank you guys so much for all of your questions. So sorry again, I couldn't answer all of them, but we are a little bit of a time limit here. So America's Got Talent as well, the live shows is coming up. And so the only way for me to go through each round for the live shows is by you voting. So if you guys want Shin to go through to the next round, you are going to have to vote. And so here's a couple of ways that you can vote. For me, you can actually get the official America's Got Talent app if you have an iPhone or Android. I'm pretty sure you can get it, and you can vote 10 votes per email address. So I'm guessing you just get the vote. You get the app, and then you put in your email address, and then you can vote 10 times. Or you can go online at www.nbc.com/AGT-vote, and you can also vote 10 times using an email address online. Or you can do the old-fashioned way using your phone. You simply call the corresponding toll-free number assigned to each act. So I'm gonna have a number in my act, and so you take your phone out and you just kind of beep, 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 type it into your phone, and then you can vote also 10 times. So, you can also vote 10 times on each thing. So like on the app, you can vote 10 times, online, you can vote 10 times, and on the phone, you can vote 10 times. Thank you guys so much again for your support. I really, really appreciate it. Again, I'm so sorry that this took so long to come out. I've just been super busy and super crazy just trying to get everything together, and everything's been pretty last minute. So I hope you guys have an amazing day. Thank you so much again for your support. Please vote for me. It really, really matters, and I really, really want to do well on this thing. And I can't wait to show you guys what I have next. I think you would really love it. My name is Shin Lim. I hope you guys have an awesome day. Peace out.